and Odin. In the past year, I've also had Thor and Tyr being quite prominent in the magical things that have happened, or visions, dreams, hearing or seeing things. And it is funny, I had the communication from Thor with association to a fairy tree that saved him from a river when he drowned. Well, it wasn't drowned, he was drowning, and this tree helped him. And it reminded me about my relationship with the faith folk. I've had a morning where, this was probably about 3 months ago. 2 months ago. I've only been here 2 months in this new house. Feels like it's been longer because I've done so much since I've been here. I could hear, literally, children laughing in my hallway. Like, there were kids outside my door laughing, giggling in, hushed tones. And I was wide awake. So, wake up in the morning and it's freezing and you couldn't be bothered getting your ass out of bed, sort of thing. And I thought, what the hell, who's in my house? And I have a massive house, 3-bedroom house, winding hallway, which is like 15 meters long, It's just me, my cat, my goldies, and my birds, So, I sort of went a bit silent, thinking, is there any other noise? And I heard a plastic bag on the outside as well. My cat was like with me, so it wasn't her. Like someone was just moving, because I had a bag of remote controls outside my door that I hadn't bothered to put away yet. And the little children were just like giggling and laughing. I wasn't scared. I was just like, who's in my house at first? And then I thought, hang on, I know who they are. And I won't say what was said, but I actually heard Thor's voice say something, literally like there was a man in my bedroom, which freaked me out at first, and I didn't know it was Thor. And the voice sounded quite gruff, like, Anglo-Saxon or Norse, or, just really rough. And so I went and pulled out my books and I started researching, what the hell does this word mean? And I found out about the story about Thor in the river. It was, drowning, and this fairy tree helped him out. And the funny thing, it was the actual tree that I was researching at that point of time, and I hadn't come across this information that was given to me. So it's just a funny way of how that worked. The other goddess that has been with me is, for quite a while, is Brigid, with a typical flaming red hair and green eyes and pale skin. And my experience with her was my Imbolc, my very first Imbolc that I celebrated officially, and I set up the altar in honour of Bridie. And the next day, after I'd done the setup, I was awake in my bed, and you know how you get that feeling of you want to get out of bed but your body doesn't move? That sort of feeling? I had that sort of experience, and I wasn't scared or anything. It was like, maybe I'm more tired than I thought. And there was this woman who was like she was floating above me, if that makes sense. And it was her. It was Bridie. Like the red hair. I wasn't scared or anything, but she sort of looked at my rib cage, like, just looked down, and she just disappeared into my body. Like didn't walk through it or float past it, just floated into and stayed in my body. That was the strangest thing. I've never had that type of experience before, where I've actually had an entity walk into me and stay there. And it didn't feel wrong or scary or like I was being taken over. It was like a shared space. So, Bridie has been one of my patrons since then. She's like the mother I never really had in the physical world, in this world anyway. And the other goddess I've had pretty true to me is Gaia, but I found out later on that Gaia herself is actually Freya, Odin's consort wife, with her big giant cats. They're actually the same. And sort of playing with the wax, sorry, it's a really bad habit. I don't know if anyone does this, playing with the actual flames. It should be burning, but it just feels nice and warm. So anyway, so I had a younger sister. Her name was Nathryn Vink or Wink. And my mother killed her when she was a child, and I saw it. Nothing ever happened because my family's connections are insane. They literally own the Rock of Gibraltar. Literally own it. They're all in heads of positions and whatnot. So I'm not going to go too far into that, but nothing ever happened. And my sister Nathryn has been with me my whole life as well. And it's not just me, other people have seen her too and have freaked out. And then I've had to tell them, oh yeah, don't worry, that's just my sister Nathryn. I actually saw Nathryn with Gaia, or Mother Gaia, and it was like they were in this world, or in a realm where there was no impossibility. Like when you walked, it was like you were sprinting, but you were making no effort, that sort of thing, or flying, such a thing. Like, running so fast you're literally like flying. And I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I did one Samhain, or Samhain I should say, dedication to Nathryn, and that night I saw her with Gaia. And in some other situations, some other visions and dreams I've had, I actually had Freya to come to me as well and present herself in the form of Gaia, and then change into Freya himself and show me these words that I had no idea what they were. And then I'd go and do my research the next day, and I'm like, oh, that's what that is. I didn't know what that was. And it would then open up doors to where I was going with my knowledge, with my research. Also, I use runes, and I've only been using runes for honestly 5 years. But I have had Freya and Odin communicate and use the runes in showing me where I was actually heading and what was ahead, that sort of thing. So if you don't have any runes, I recommend getting some runes, or even making some yourself. They work. They work. And the more in tune you are with nature and true magic itself, the better they work and the clearer the messages are. It's hard to show somebody things when they have a blindfold and they refuse to take their blindfolds off. They want to live in a false world where everything is controlled by someone else. You can't force them to take the blindfolds off. But runes, yeah, definitely get a set of runes. Pick up, one of the books from these series. I recommend the Green Magic one because it explains how basic green magic works, which is pretty close. Well, it's pretty good without all. Oh, how can I rephrase this? Without all the crap that you usually get with magic books. Mostly pretty good. But anyway, that's a final vlog of this little series on some of my history.